Yo, Todd here, Center Valley Customs. Welcome back if you're back. Welcome if you're not. I've been MIA for probably about a month now, and not Miami. Miami would have been nice, but actually I've been working on my flooring project. If you can see in the background here, my flooring stack is now about half gone. That is because I did my main level, which is like my kitchen, my living room, bathroom, pantry, all that kind of garbage. I still didn't do upstairs, which is about the same amount of square footage as downstairs, but I'll do that when that comes. I don't know. I did not record any of that because, well, I figured nobody would want to watch it unless you're into learning new vocabulary, watching couples fight, seeing how far a guy can throw a jigsaw, you know, that kind of stuff. So anyway, so that's all in the past, maybe, for a while. This video is going to be a bit depressing. That is because yesterday on my way home from work, my beloved 2016 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro has issues. I don't know exactly what the issues are. That's what maybe we're gonna kind of figure out today. Honestly, at the end of the day, we're probably not really gonna do anything about it. But we're gonna try to maybe just take a gander and see if we can figure out what's going on. So yesterday on my way home from work, I left work, driving, doing 60 miles an hour, just cruising, and then all of a sudden it just started shaking like a bastard. I thought it was something suspension-wise. I think I heard a clunk or a noise, and it just was missing so bad. I ended up pulling off on a street, got out, popped the hood, and it's not making good noises at all. Sounds like it's got a knock or lifter tick or something. I don't know. So instead of parking it, you know, getting a tow home, I just ran her in third gear at 4 grand all the way home, about, I don't know, 15 miles. So, you know, what's damage was done, damage was done. I just was kind of, I'm going to say pissed off at the time. So I figured, you know what? We're just going to run her until she blows. I don't know. So I'm not going to sit around and lie to you. I did take a little bit of a peek at it yesterday. I pulled the plug out and looked at the plug, that kind of thing. And I didn't see anything obvious. But let me get you out there, I guess. We'll take a look at it, try to dig into it and see if we can find something. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to end up doing anything about it. I'll end up taking it somewhere and getting it fixed. But we'll get into that later. So yeah, let's go out there and show you what I got going on. So this is my beloved 2016 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. Now, if you're not a Toyota guy or you don't know or whatever, the TRD Pros only come in white and black and then one other color a year. So 15s were orange, 16s were the sand color, 17s were gray maybe, there was blue, I don't know the other colors. There was like a nice, beautiful forest green. I think that was 2020 or 2019, whatever. Just each year, they're a different color besides black or white. So that's how you can tell the years apart. So this is a 16. Now, I had a 2012 Tundra that wasn't obviously a Pro, and I wanted one so bad. Every time I passed one with my wife, I'd point at it and I'd say, that's going to be my next truck right there. Finally, she told me I could buy one. So I immediately went looking for one. Now, when I was searching for these trucks, These are not easy to come by, especially used, because people do not want to let them go. Even buying them brand new is not easy. So it just so happens that I found one while I was working in Oklahoma. It popped up locally in Oklahoma City, and I went and snatched it. So I've owned this since 2020. I think it had, yes? Okay. Okay. No. Okay. She has to go get me pants because she won't let me wear jeans to a wedding tomorrow. It's just a reception. It's not even the wedding, so I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, sorry about that. I bought this in Oklahoma. It had like 50,000 miles on it. I drove it home to Wisconsin. It's great that it was down south because it didn't see a lot of winter, salt, that kind of thing. And it's been a fantastic truck. I absolutely love it to death. I would love to get a new one if they had it in the 5.7 V8. I say that, but this one's not so happy. But yeah, that's what it is. They're awesome trucks, and I've never had any issues with it besides I had to change an alternator, which is okay, whatever. And now this. So yesterday I did get my HP tuners and plug into it and did a trend, trace, scope. If you know what I'm talking about, you know, automation stuff. Let me know what kind of software you use if you're an automation guy or whatever. Just curious. Anyway, so I got the HP tuners on here, and it is missing super bad on cylinder number 2. Cylinder 1's also missing. I'm not sure why, but 1 and 2 are missing, which would make sense if it's on the same journal, but whatever. 1 and 2 are missing really bad. So I'm gonna get the hood popped open, start this thing up, and let you listen to it. All right, let's see if this thing will even start. Now this thing has 120,000 miles, 111, not even 120, just over 110,000 miles on it. Let's see if it'll even go. Doesn't sound half bad right now, honestly. Except for it's, there she goes down. Actually, doesn't sound half bad right now. Interesting. This doesn't sound good. Actually sounds way better than it did yesterday. Definitely missing though. Oh, it's starting to knock. Oh, yeah, she's starting now. Up here it doesn't sound so bad. There's some air noise I can hear, but there is like a air pump on this also, so that might be that. But down under here, if I had to guess, it's coming from the bottom end. That's where I can hear the noise the most. There's no fluids on the ground or anything. I should get my HP tuners hooked up and take a gander and see what cylinders are missing. I'm going to do that quick. Okay, let's see what happens here. Oh boy. So right away, cylinder 2 is just racking up the misfires. Cylinder 1 also, like I said, is also... I was curious on fuel pressure. You guys can't see any of this, and I apologize. Coolant temp is 100, intake temp 75. Thought there was fuel pressure down here, fuel level. system 1. Regardless, yeah, they're all over the place. 1 and 2 is missing, 4 and 5 are missing. Cylinder 3 is good, cylinder 6 is okay. Well, they're all missing except for 8. 8's the only one not missing for whatever reason. Which is interesting though, because when I read the codes, come on, read. No codes detected, my ass. There she goes. Random misfire, cylinder 1 and 2 misfire. So yeah. Fantastic. So I'm going to say 1 and 2 are main culprit. So with that being said, yesterday I did pull the spark plug out of cylinder 2. It doesn't look bad. I swapped coil packs with 2 and 3, no difference. So I also watched a video last night after, looking at this to see what the common issues are with these motors, and there was 3. Water pump, okay, who cares? Oil leak because on the head. So the head, you have the head, and then there's a portion that the cam sits on, and that comes off. Apparently they just silicone that to the head. Apparently it leaks there, whoop-de-doo. And the last one was like the air pump system. Nothing more than that. So these are pretty solid motors apparently. But I did watch a teardown, and that one had a broken valve in it. So that was kind of my thought, honestly, after watching the video. But now listening to it today, I think it might just be in the bottom end. Regardless, what we're going to do is I got myself a new Amazon special Borescope. Because if you don't recall, I may have smashed mine sticking the camera in a cylinder hole and turning it over. Yeah. So I'm gonna pull this apart, pull the air cleaner off, pull out plug 2, stab that thing in it, and see if I can see anything in there that doesn't look happy. And that's honestly gonna be probably about as far as I'm gonna go with this. Reason being, when I bought this truck, they pressured me and pressured me and pressured me and pressured me. I think I talked to 3 different people pressuring me into getting the extended warranty. I never, ever, 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 ever buy warranties on anything. For some reason, this I did. Which may come in handy. They'll probably try to screw me somehow, but that's why I'm not touching it. And nor, honestly, do I want to, because this thing is packed in here. You could take a handful of change, just give her a toss in there, and not one would hit the ground. So I personally have absolutely no interest in trying to pull this motor out and work on it. And it is a big motor. Like physically, it is just ginormous. Dual overhead cam. The timing chain is, 2 of them are longer than shit. But yeah, so let's get this tore apart, throw the camera in it, take a gander, see what we can see, go from there. All right, first thing we'll do is get this pulled out of here. This pulled off, I should say. Now I did this yesterday, so I kind of already know what I got to do. And I think just pulling this off is all I got to do. For now anyways. This connector is all plugged into there, and or I should say it's held down here, so unplugging it doesn't help you. So this just comes off like so, and then you just kind of toss her up there. Now, in here, I should get you in here. In here, they got all this wiring, and it is tied up very nicely, don't get me wrong. But you cannot move any of this wiring an inch. It is literally held down there, it's held down there, it's held down in here, it's held down here, 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 here. Like literally this thing is, well, I unplugged a lot of this stuff yesterday, but it is held down everywhere. And these things are just zip tied on here, so you got to damn near cut the zip tie off because you ain't pulling this off the stud. It is a utter pain in the ass. So right here's a coil pack here, coil pack here. This is cylinder number 2. Look how far back cylinder number 2 is from the front of the motor. I thought that was kind of wild. So I'll pull this out, get the plug out, and we'll take a scope and look inside there. Getting these coil pack plugs off of here, you would think it'd be pretty simple. It's not. It is. They go on extremely tight. Oh, son of a bitch. All right, I got one off. Okay, now just one 10mm nut to hold the coil pack on, which also was super duper tight. I think Shaq put this together. Too short also to reach any of this. Don't lose that. And this just pulls out of here. So that's your coil pack. I would say pretty standard for any newer vehicle. Now this is for plug. Pull the plug out. The threads on these plugs are about 6 miles long. That's 30 kilometers. Not true actually, but they're freaking long. Oh, did I get it? All right, got her. So I don't know if you'll be able to see this. So there's the plug. It's not terrible by any means. Could probably be replaced. I mean, it's got 110,000 miles on it. It's the original plugs. Now, for what we want to look at, I got this fancy dancy deal. I saw this on Nonsense Know-How. He recommended these. You can twist the thingamajigger, which I'm going to have to do to look up, like that. Luckily, this came with batteries, or with the battery charged. This thing is rechargeable through a USB. It's got a nice big old screen on it. I can record what I'm seeing on here, and maybe I'll post that in the video instead of, you know, if I see anything. Actually, I'll probably do it regardless. You guys will see what's in here, just like I will, if I could see what's in here. Good news is we got all the valves. That is the good news. Nothing looks destroyed in there. Awesome. Okay, that's what I was worried about. I mean, I was worried that we dropped a valve because the way it was ticking before didn't sound good. Kind of sounded like valve train. Okay, so that's good, I guess. What a goofy looking piston. Suppose those indents are probably where all the valves come in. No, I don't know. Get out of your fly. Huh. Well, let's take a look in cylinder number 1 once, just out of shits and gigs. Ooh, and the... Come on. They must have smaller tools over there in Japan. Alright, cool. Now, that's going to be... You only need 3 short extensions to get this out. Oh. Use this as a hammer. Punch. There we go. Oh my Lord. Please don't pull the threads out. That one looks pretty good. Better than the other side. Focus. Looks all right. Okay. I don't expect to see anything bad in here. Let's say that. And there will be something bad in here. So there's cylinder number 1. Cylinder number 1 looks beautiful. Wow, super clean. Like super clean. Too much. There we go. The piston looks pretty clean. Looks nice. Well, I'm gonna button this all back up. Like I said, we're not gonna do anything with it. I'm gonna take it in, have it looked at, let the Toyota people tell me what's wrong with it, and then I can get a quote to get it fixed. If it's cheap, I'll just pay for it myself. If it's going to be something ridiculous like the bottom end, then I'll contact my extended warranty person, although they've been calling me all summer telling me it's expired. So it's probably expired. So I'm going to get this all buttoned up, and then we need to find me a vehicle for the meantime. Okay, I got this all buttoned up. May or may not have put a coil pack on without a plug in it. Figured that out. Anyway, we need to figure out a vehicle for me to use for the meantime. So we got option number 1, the Volvo. So I actually gave this car to Travis, and then he bought a new truck, and then he gave it back to me. So we have this as an option. No registration, no plates, no insurance. Option number 2, we have the FJ. Registration's expired, no insurance. Those are 2 options. Options 3 and 4, just kidding. Option number 5, yeah, not happening either. Well, these are the other options. So we got option 6, absolutely not. Option 7, not mine, don't own it, but it is technically still an option. 8, Camaro. It has a carburetor on it, but it's not bolted down. The fuel lines aren't hooked up, none of that stuff. But if I did that, it'd be a good option. 9, I'm gonna say not for a daily driver, although I do want to get it out because it is starting to get nice out. And then, what are we on anyway? Is this 10, maybe? I'm not sure. Whatever number this is, Taylor's car. Doesn't have registration, no insurance, needs a tune really bad. Otherwise, and some springs in the front. That's, we gotta finish that up this summer. So I think what I'm gonna go with is whatever option number this was. It has air. No, it doesn't have air. It has heat. It has windshield wipers. It's reliable. Doesn't get hot. Runs pretty good. We just need to fiddle around with the carburetor. So why don't we get that bolted on, get that thing fired up, and try to get it out of the door. We're gonna have to move the trailer. I think once we move this, we might be able to squeeze it out of here. This shed, the water gets in from underneath the wall, and this is usually just a complete mud pile. So it's actually not as bad as it was recently or earlier this spring. Should I say spring yet? Is it even spring yet? I'm not even sure. But it's dried up quite a bit in here. We had a lot of rain like the last month or so. But regardless, let's try to get this carburetor put back on and get this thing running. So I forgot that I just threw this ginormous 850 double pumper carb on here just to cover up the hole, because I stole this carb off of here for the square body that I gave to Travis. And that carburetor is just better fit for that truck. And the carburetor we're going to throw on here, carburetor we're going to throw on here is a 650 vacuum secondary. It actually came on my C10 when my dad had it, and it's been a good carb. It's been reliable, never had any issues with it. So we're going to throw that on here because I think that would actually better suit this motor versus that other carb that was on here. Now, if you're new to this channel, this motor is a 302 small block Chevy. I said it, 302. Not 305, not 327. Well, technically, this actually is a 327 small journal block with a 283 crank in it. So it's big bore, short stroke, 3-inch stroke. So it really, really likes to wind out the old Rip'ems. Now, it's got aluminum heads on it. The casting are cheap, knockoff, Edelbrock heads. But everything in it is good name brand stuff. I believe it is all comp stuff, roller rockers, not lifters, well, lifters too, but roller rockers, springs are all comp, everything in it is all good name brand stuff. It does have a crane Energizer 284 cam in it, I believe. So it's fairly decent sized cam, long duration, really has some chop to it. The block, like I said, is a 327 small journal block. It does have, is a forged crank, 90% I would say. I think 90% of the 283 cranks are all forged cranks. It does have forged H-beam rods. It also has forged Icon pistons. These pistons are a ginormous a ginormous dome piston, so big that the first time I put these heads on, it actually, pistons flattened my spark plug, which was not good. It did not run for shit, obviously. So I had to get spacers and actually space, or shims I should say, and shim out the plugs so that they would not make contact with the old pistons and self-gap themselves. So we gotta set this somewhere. Sure, right here. Okay, so that's off of there. Set that washer over there. I'm gonna put a new gasket on here. I have no idea how much horsepower this motor makes. I'm sure it's not anything crazy. I would really, really, really love to dyno a motor someday. And someday I will. Probably gonna be that one. Big block. Okay, throw that on, get these leaves out of here. This motor, or this carburetor, does not have a choke, so this will just hang out over there somewhere for now. Get all this crap out of here. And we'll slap this one on here. Hey, yeah. Oh, that thing's heavy. Clean enough. Throw this on here. I do not know how this fuel line is gonna work. Did that go on? Can't tell. Okay, good. Get this out of here. Okay, get out of here. Put this on here. It's not on. Come on. What are we stuck on? There we go. If it don't go, just force it. So first issue is this tab right here does not sit down on here. So we're gonna just bend that up, I think, and hopefully it works. All right, let's see what damage we can do with this crescent wrench. Instead of going to get the right tools, we'll just use the ones we have available. Something like that, maybe. That should work. I only got a nut. I don't have a washer. The washer's probably in there somewheres. Okay, that's that. This just clips on here. And this goes on here. Bend this up. Okay. That should be good. Get the hair out of my mouth. Now we should probably figure this out. So I don't know how that's all going to work. So this is going to have to go on here somehow like this, which might work just fine. Cut that square-ish. Push this thing on here. Now this, I don't know what size this is made for. Does not look like this size, that's for damn sure. Which could really screw us. So I don't know if I have any of these AN style to barb fittings here. Unless we go to a bigger fuel line, but I don't know that I have. This fuel filter don't look great. I don't think I have a different fuel filter. Alright, I gotta go search for some parts, I guess. Alright, so I did find a different style and fitting here. And I stuck a hose on it already, that way I wouldn't have to struggle trying to get the hose on out here, even though I put the hose clamp on completely upside down. Sounds like a later problem. Did not find a fuel filter, unfortunately. Okay, grab your AN wrench, don't use regular ones. Just kidding. Tight. This is actually a legit Earl's fitting, not just one of those cheap Amazon ones. Come on. Okay, that should be plenty tight. Now we got to get this over here without, I'll probably just throw a zip tie on it somewheres, and that'll be good enough. Okay, let's cut her right about here. Get out of here. Didn't bring a flathead screwdriver. Jesus Lord. Okay, that should all be situated, right? We got fuel. I'll have to zip this up once we get up to the house. Got throttle, got this bolted on. We don't have a choke. Got my distributor plugged in here. I don't have a hose connected to the booster because it's got to go over here on this side instead of in the back. So I think we can stick some, oh, my return spring. Okay, that's on. I think we can stick a battery to it and hopefully it'll start. This battery is completely dead because I left it in here all winter. This motor does not turn over easy. It takes a fair amount of juice to get her going. So hopefully this jump pack that Troy left here will get it going. So we're going to have to get fuel in the carb, so it ain't just going to start right up. Okay, we got juice, I guess. Let's see what happens. Hopefully that's set up half decent to where it'll idle. Nothing. Why did that thing fault out? Did I take too long? So I ain't got nothing. Okay. Oh, it's clicking. Oh. Come on. All right, I gotta grab a battery with the jumper cables. All right, I found this battery, which was out of my camper. Oh, probably dead. Actually, I just used it not too long ago for the winch. So, get rid of these for now. Now, let's just see what happens. I pretty much can guarantee that this is not going to work because these cables are so long. You get a voltage drop, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't work. I'm going to need more juice. But if it does work, that'd be fantastic. Okay. Like I said, not going to work. All right, I got another battery. This one's from, I don't know what it's from. What do we got now? Same thing. Let's just try. Alright, I don't know if you can hear me or not. I'm going to idle this up a little bit. I've already started this, so I know it's going to run. Alright, here we go. Ah, that sounds good. And idle? Nope. Let's give her a little more just cause. I can always idle it down once I get it to the garage. I just don't want it to die because I think once it dies and I unplug the battery, it's not going to start again. For some reason it does not want to idle. It's ain't gonna start. You gotta be Here we go again. Let's try this. Put this up here so I can leave it there. What's the chances of this starting it? Not a damn chance at all. Please start, please start. All right, we're just gonna go for it. No, 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 no. this up to the garage. All right, so I finally got this thing up here. That was a bigger headache than I expected. But I adjusted on the carb a little bit. I turned the idle air mixture screws all the way in, out a turn and a quarter. Usually turn a quarter, turn and a half. It's usually pretty decent. I then set these floats. So these are kind of hard to explain. There's a flathead screw thing on here. You loosen that up, and then this nut turns your needle and seat in and out to determine how the float level. So when you take these screws out on the side, sometimes some carbs have them on both sides. This one only has it on one. There's a screw in this location. You take it out and you want it just up to the bottom to where you kind of push the carb back and forth and it comes out. So I got that all set up. It seems to be running okay. Now I found some hose, luckily, for my brake booster. This was on there pretty loose, so that might have been leaking. Throw this on there. This is going to be kind of a pain, but that goes over there somewheres. Hopefully I can kind of tuck this down. Something like so. I should go underneath that throttle cable and stuff. Something like so should work out okay. Got my cutter here. I'm just going to cut this kind of long for now. Get this out of here. Come stand over here so I'm not in your way. Okay, I'm going to try to fish this under here, I think. Oh, that's hot. Something. I don't want to smash these wires either. Something like that should be all right. Cutter. Take this off right in this area. Okay. That should be able to go on there. Okay. We should have brakes now, or at least a booster. I'm going to check the oil quick, and then I think before it gets too dark, I might take this thing for a rip. I need to throw a zip tie on this fuel line, because that's, you know, how they should be secured. Oh, I should probably look at this cable. That should be fine. Yeah, check this oil quick. That's over here. Cough a little bit, sorry. And throw this back in here. Put this in here. Pull her out. She's full. Oh yeah, she's full. Okay, good. Okay. I found one zip tie. And I know I have 10,000 of them somewhere. I'm gonna hope I don't need this anymore. Get out of here. I'm just gonna loop this through here. I don't know what this other cable is, but she'll hold. Something like so. Should be all right. Snip this off. Put this back on. Oh boy. I don't like this intake setup here for the carburetor, but unfortunately it's like the only thing that fits underneath the hood. So that's that, and we should be good. Clean the window off, get rid of that battery. I should probably see if it starts right now. Tell me that don't sound good. Hell yeah. All right, I'm gonna wash the windshield. I'm gonna go for a little cruise. Not gonna take you with me just cause, well, I'll take you with, but I'm not gonna film because I wanna hurry up and get home. All right, see you in a bit. Well, it's a new morning. I'm gonna go get this thing washed and find myself a pair of pants to wear because I told my wife I wear 32-30, so she got me 34-30. Okay. So we gotta do a little running around, see how this starts up in the morning. Battery's dead, deader than shit. Come on. Okay, I guess we're jumping it. Got the juice box on. This thing is loud. Neighbors are gonna love this thing in the morning. Pretty sure my wife absolutely hates this car. Well, it's gonna be cold-blooded. I'll have to sit here a while, let this thing warm up so it'll idle, and then we'll hit the road. Alright, we got her all, whoopsie. Alright, we got her all washed up here. We gotta go get some jeans. Hopefully it starts. Oh, you wouldn't be a car guy if you wouldn't wrap it off a couple times in the bay. Sounds good. Alright, go get some jeans or pants or whatever. Oh yeah, running like a dream, baby. The Camaro's really missing a cup holder. That's about all. Oh yeah. He runs good. Well, that's going to be the end of this video. I actually had different plans for this weekend besides working on my truck and getting a new daily driver. Supposed to be going to pick up another, I don't know if I'd call it a project. I don't remember what condition it's in. I know it's not good. It's been sitting a long time. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but stay tuned because next weekend, hopefully I'm going to convince Troy to let me borrow the Kenworth, the tow rig, the tow pig, his 3/4 ton Dodge diesel truck that he absolutely never ever drives. Just sits. So we could probably put that thing to work and go get a project or whatever it is. We got the daily driver. We got my Camaro running. I knew that was going to be a pain to get running to jumpstart because it takes a lot of juice to get that thing going. Probably because it's 11.5 to 1 and has a lot of compression. I don't know. Or there's just something else wrong. The starter might be junk. I know a thing or two about starters, let me tell you what. But that thing runs fantastic. The carburetor we put on it was great. Went and got her washed up. When I went and got it washed up, I think there's another guy local in the area that does YouTube stuff for like 4x4s because they had something going on with a whole bunch of jacked up Jeeps, some sort of festival, we'll call it, most likely. We won't get, onto that topic. You know how I feel about the whole Jeep situation, Jeep clan, Jeep community, Jeep something. I like the dudes out in the mountains, those guys. I don't have a problem with those guys. I have a problem with the, what do they call them, pavement princess people. They all look the same. Big wheels, stupid lights, rock sliders, the ducks. All right, never mind. Let's just get off that situation. Camaro runs fantastic. I'll be driving that, probably daily driving that from now on until my truck gets fixed. Unfortunately, it's freaking loud. So at 5:36 in the morning, My neighbors are probably going to hate me. My wife, she already hates me, I'm pretty sure. So that's probably going to pan out to be about the same. But hopefully my truck isn't too bad. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to want. I don't know what to expect. I don't understand why it's missing all over the place. Could be fuel related, but it makes a bad knock in the bottom. I don't know. I know what I don't want is to take it somewhere and them say, hypothetically say the cams are bad. Them only wanting to replace the cams and not the whole motor. I don't want a part of the motor that transferred metal material through the rest of the motor. I won't trust the motor. I'd rather have the whole thing replaced instead of just the parts that were bad. If that happens, I'm going to be honest. I'll let them do it. Let them replace it for as little money as possible. And when I get it back, it's going down the road. Could trade it in for something else. Maybe a 2025 TRD Pro. I don't know how I feel about the twin turbo V6 though. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I need to get another project in here. We'll probably end up picking back up on the Samurai tracker, whatever you want to call it. Not looking forward to it because I need to finish the rockers and the floors on the passenger side. I do not want to do that. But once that part's done, honestly, it should go together fairly quickly, I would expect. And it'd be fun to get that thing on the road with that turbo. That'd be pretty cool. If you haven't seen those videos, check those out. So that's what it is. Hey, I forgot. We're over 500 subscribers, so I'm in the middle of getting monetized. I appreciate everybody that has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed and you like what you're seeing, I guess, subscribe. But I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of you that has subscribed, even you people at work that just subscribe to make fun of me. I guess that counts too. So that's what it is. Next weekend, like I said, we'll probably be going to get a project. After that, I'm not really sure. I don't have plans. I don't have anything laid out. So we're just going to be shooting in the dark, I guess. But that's what it is. I'll catch you guys on the next one.